thriving on the outside and drained on the inside. For those who are new to this series, my intention here is not to spend a lot of time on causes. It's more about having the possibility that you experience some techniques which you can use yourself every day, either on in the workplace or at home. So this is why I do not spend so much time on this, but nevertheless, one of the main reasons for burnout and well-being are the roles which are not clarified enough, or when there are some conflict in the role. So my intention also with this series is always to have reflective questions you can then write down or look at after when you receive the presentation and reflect for yourself. So my question today about this is, are you sometimes uncertain about what is expected, or do you receive conflicting demands? And I also indicate the source for this reason. And this is quite a long source here, but it is taken out of this non-profit publisher organization called Annual Reviews. And it is a very long research, very interesting to read, I have to say. And in the conclusion, they come up with these sentences. Burnout refers to a work-related state of exhaustion and a sense of cynicism. In contrast, work engagement is a positive motivational state of vigor, dedication, and absorption. So since you will be getting the presentation, you have the link. If you are interested, I would really warmly invite you to read this article. It is very, very well researched. And then another reflective question or another task. Would you map your key responsibilities and then clarify with the person you report to ensure that you do not have some role conflicts? And now I'm going to move to a personal story, and you will understand later down the road a little bit better. This personal story is like this. Nearly 15 years ago, my second sister left us, committed also suicide. A couple of weeks later, I received the visit of my direct report from Canada. And due to a restructuring measure, I lost my position after 8 years in this international group. And the evening before that, my partner at that time and I decided to cut the relationship. So 3, let's say, losses within a couple of weeks. What did happen? What I am showing you here are pictures of myself and some former colleagues, and you can see I was mainly working with men, very little women. I was in an international IT group. And this farewell party took place a couple of weeks after I had lost the position. But you see, we are all smiling, including myself. What I wanted to stress with these pictures here is that despite what was happening in my life, there has not been a burnout and there has not been a depression, because I followed my intuition, my impulses, and found other resources within my body and other methods which really healed me And today I'd like to speak about one of these methods, which might surprise you. This was drawing. And I don't know about you, but in the past, when I was a little child, I have had some people telling me, Simone, you cannot draw. But this is absolutely nonsense. Everyone, every child can draw or paint. We may not draw or paint like Picasso or like a great master, but we all have talents. Welcome. And this was the very, very first drawing I did. Out of the blue, I simply took a piece of paper, some color pen, drew a line, and this is what originated. And I can tell you that this was extremely healing. And possibly at this time of my life, it was the element which was most healing. In addition to sports, I went jogging. Another drawing, and I drew, I don't know how many. I have kept them, but I've never counted, but they are plenty. And what I'd like also to say about this drawing is that very often, even before I started drawing, I felt within my body the image. I felt how my hand had to move. And this has to do with awareness. Awareness is the presence of spirit within our body. So this was extremely strong. And about this drawing, there is also another story. After having lost this position, of course, I've been searching for a new position, and it has been quite a long process. It lasted 13 months. And I had been in conversation, or I had already experienced at least two meetings with the CEO of a well-known Swiss organization. And from what he had said, I could really expect that something positive would come out of these discussions. Yet it was not the case, and it was a blow. And this is when this drawing originated. It took me 3 days. Not 3 days to draw, but 3 days to overcome. And the best way to really overcome this deception, it was a great deception, it was when I was drawing. Another one, and a last one. And if you pay attention here, I only noticed this later on, but because when I was drawing, sometimes I was so in a flow that I did not really realize what was coming. But this little tear here, I very well remember. Okay. What do I want to say with this? With this, I want to say that within ourselves, we all have the child. This is not a big news, but I call it the wise child. And this wise child is a real source of well-being and power. And at this stage, I'd like also to say this to you. I also accompany people individually. And for those who already know me a little bit better, when I connect with someone, I perceive, and I, in brackets, can read the field surrounding them. So information flow into me in the form of words, feelings, and images. And why do I say this now? I say this because when I connect and work with a person in this manner, nearly each time, images, a picture, or pictures of this person appear as a child. And this is where it is necessary to go back to. It is there that we need to reconnect, because there we have our true, wise, authentic power, creativity, and all our resources. So today, I have decided that I would guide you through a meditation which I have called simply the wise child in you. So I would like to invite you to take a very comfortable position on your chair, to have your 2 feet firmly on the ground, your 2 hands, palms up on your thighs. You close your eyes, and you also place the tip of your tongue behind your upper teeth for a greater concentration. And you let your shoulders drop, your body relax, and you inhale slowly through your nose on the count of 4. You hold on the count of 4, and you exhale on the count of 6. So we repeat one more time. You inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4. You hold, 2, 3, 4, and you exhale on 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And with each breath, you soften the noise around you, and you arrive here. And now you imagine a doorway opening inside your chest. Quiet, simple, welcoming. And you step through, and you find yourself in a sunlit room. In the center stands the wise child in you, bright-eyed, steady, unafraid. The wise child in you doesn't need words to know happiness. He senses it, the way skin senses warmth. So now you walk towards him, and you kneel to his height, and you see his calm, curious face, and you feel your own breath match his. And without speaking, you ask from your inner voice, what makes us come alive? And you wait, not with effort, but with listening. Another kind of listening. And images appear. A color you've always loved. A place that feels like home. A pattern of movement your body recognizes. Maybe it's music. Maybe it's numbers. Maybe it's caring for people, shaping ideas, or building spaces. Maybe it is healing, or teaching, or inventing, or drawing, or writing. Let it arrive the way sunlight arrives, without forcing. Scan your body. Where do you feel a yes? Notice tingles along your arms, a warmth in your chest, or maybe something in your belly. This is your intuitive mind answering in its first language, sensation, perception. You don't translate, you receive. And now you take the child's hand, and together you walk through a gallery of moments when you felt naturally you. Childhood afternoons, tiny acts of kindness nobody saw, problems you solved like play. Each scene is a door label, a talent, a gift, a way your presence changes a room. And you touch these labels and feel them light up. And now breathe in, I remember. Breathe out, I allow. With each breath, your creative mind switches on, clear, uncluttered, ready. You feel the difference between what the world asked you to be and what you actually are, and you chose the second. And now the wise child in you offers you a small basket, and you place your gifts inside it, one by one, and you name them silently. I sense patterns, I bring calm, I spark ideas, I care deeply, I turn chaos into clarity, and you add your own. And nothing is too humble, nothing is too grand. Truth doesn't brag, it rings, it sings. And now you lift the basket to your heart and you let it merge with you, as if your chest were a dawn sky taking back the stars. And you say in your own voice, I honor what's true. I express it with courage, kindness, and skill. And you feel the words settle into your posture. You say thank you to the wise child in you, and he smiles. Then turns a few steps ahead, becoming your guide into the day, and you follow lighter. The room dissolves, but the knowing stays. And now you bring back your attention to your breath. And then when you will feel like it, you will open your eyes. And after having done so, you will write down one gift, or maybe two, or even more, you felt. And then you will also choose one tiny action you will take today to express it. One message, one sketch, one conversation, or one boundary. 1 minute of focused practice. Keep it small and keep it real. Small and true. Be it big and someday. And before you move, you whisper, I am allowed to be who I am. I am equipped to live it. And you feel the ease, you see with clarity. And this quiet power is with you now. And now you come back, open your eyes with your hidden gifts revealed. Like each time, I ask these two questions to you, or these are more invitation to you to reflect on what you have experienced right now, of what you have heard till now, and to ask yourself, when will you begin to practice, to bring this into your life as well? And you will be amazed at your drawing or painting talents. I've seen this enough now within the seminars. So our path will continue next week, and I very much look forward to being with you again, to sharing with you again. And remember, your presence is your true power. Step into it with awareness, moment by moment. The journey back to our well-being, to our power, always starts with awareness, feeling, perceiving what is inside us. And when we follow these impulses, this, yes, intuitive mind speaking to us differently, then we step again into our true power, creativity, and joy. So today I'd like to say thank you with this marvelous owl. And I would love to say thank you for sharing this space all together. And we will see each other again next week. I would love to say thank you all. I wish you a wonderful week.
Merci, Simon.
Thank you so much.
Merci, Simone.
Likewise.
Merci.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, merci.
It was a pleasure again.